I'm Charles McCain. The book I'm going to review now is, of course, hard to pronounce. It's Faust. This Metropolis. It's hard to say that with the possessive. It's a history of Berlin, and by a scholar. It's a scholarly work, although it's just beautifully written. And I mean, it's the whole 800-year history of Berlin. But of course, a great deal of it has to do with the 20th century. A lot of small details that I used in my novel in Audible German, I got some of them from this book, particularly the one about Coca-Cola, because here in this book specifically, the author talks about in the late 1920s, 2 additional Coca-Cola bottling plants were built in Berlin. And so people who said the Germans weren't drinking Coca-Cola, I go, yes, they were. So, but what it really gives you a sense of is the framework of German history of Berlin, the role that Berlin played in Germany, which is far greater than the role the capital, like in Washington plays. Berlin was the manufacturing center. It was the capital of the country. It was the center of art. It was the center of theater, of cinema, and of course it tended to be much more liberal than the rest of Germany. And so the Nazis never got more than 23% of the vote in Berlin. The irony is 80% of the city was destroyed by bombing. It's a long book, and you have to really, really want to know a lot about the subject. But it really, really, really gives you a tremendous idea of both what went on during World War I and after World War I that set up this pretty terrible situation that allowed Hitler to somewhat somewhat legally come to power in the first go-round. So if you want that kind of detail and that kind of background, by far, I think it's the only book. I mean, it's long, but it's certainly worth reading. Faust, Metropolis, 5 stars.